So far, my 2023 has been a masterclass in trusting my life and desires, in trusting the universe and my ancestors, in trusting other humans, and most especially in trusting myself. According to Merriam-Webster, the definition of trust is assured reliance on the character, ability, strength, or truth of someone or something. If I ask myself, Renee, do you feel assured reliance in your character, ability, strength, and truth? My response would be yes, but no. I've realized that my yes response is based in the only trust I've known, which is the kind that is based off sheer willpower, a total trauma response, by the way, coupled with my own brand of stubbornness, intellect, being a rebel, a healthy dose of faith, but lots of control. Though this version of trust has carried me to the most sweetest and life-changing experiences of my life, I now need an assuredness in myself that is unwavering. I've outgrown this way of experiencing trust. I know it won't happen overnight or even over the course of this 5-month journey, but I'll be way closer to embodying radical self-trust than I am at this present moment. I'm learning that self-trust is a muscle, and the only way for it to become strong, solid, is by being used. It's by being exercised and tested through challenge, storm, and crisis. Us humans don't get to the true purpose of our lives without the storms that are required to test us and get us to the next level. Just like taking on any intense physical activity, you go through a period of intense soreness and pain, but after a few weeks of your muscles stretching, growing, becoming stronger, you begin to trust yourself to follow that inner whisper that tells you when you've done enough and you can rest. You'll also trust your inner voice when it tells you to do something, or not, that makes no logical or rational sense, like leaving a place that was once your dream, but a gentle and assured voice is whispering that it's time to move on. I'm learning that to believe something is not the same as knowing it, of feeling it, of sensing the truth of it. And so that's what I believe is the journey to radical self-trust, is to not only believe something, but to know something without any hesitation, without any doubts, and to know it in a way that cannot even be explained with words, right? It's inexplainable. It's just a knowing. And that's the kind of trust I'm after. That is exactly the kind of trust that I'm after. That is one of the whys of this entire experience. So today I just want to share a little bit about, the inception of Awakening Truth, why now, what my intentions are, what I hope to gain, and also just following and trusting and listening to our inner voice, my inner voice. Not you trusting my inner voice, me trusting my inner voice. Okay, let's go. For the month of July, I rewatched Insecure. Love that show. Down, down, deep, deep. Love it. And the last episode of the series, she's putting on her lip gloss in this scene, and every time I see this scene, even right now I'm talking about it, I get goosebumps, because it's like there's no words, right? There's a smirk, there's like this knowing, there's like this slight, very, very slight head nod, and it's almost like a head nod to herself, right? It's a head nod like, I knew I could do this. I knew I would get here. Kind of feel. That's the sensing I get. Obviously, it was a 5-season journey, right? And if you watched it, you've seen all that she kind of had to move through and push through to get to where it is that she ended up by the last episode, within herself. It really, me watching that, I always get teary-eyed, because it really is a journey. It's almost like a merging between her, Issa D, and Mira Issa, which was like her inner voice, right? It's like this merging of, okay, we're here together kind of thing, right? And every time, so when I watched it this time around, there was this thing that I was thinking about it being a feeling like a click, like something clicked for her, right? And like it was like full alignment on all of the things in her mind, in her body, in her spirit, that she was in alignment with what she was here to do, and who she was here to be, right? Even in the scene, like I can sense this feeling of being proud of herself, right? Because she overcame something. And it's not to say like you're gonna trust yourself once this click happens, where you are, you look in the mirror at yourself and you're like, yes, like I knew I could get here, like I knew I had it in me, kind of thing. It's not to say from this point forward, now you're not gonna have any self-doubt, or like the self-sabotage tendencies won't pop back up, or the inner critic won't come out and try to play. When that first initial click happens, though, it's a huge thing, because it's almost like this click allows you to move on. Like you need this click in order to keep going, to keep moving on to the next levels and the next levels and the next levels, because you know what it is that you have to like fight through, right? And it's not external, right? Because oftentimes we're fighting ourselves. This is what I'm learning in my own journey. I am fighting myself. I'm fighting myself. I am at war with myself. And I don't want to be. There's just a different way that I want to experience trust, right? I think a lot of it too is knowing when you are capable of more, that you can do more, that you can be more, right? And self-sabotage and fear and doubt will make you settle for being mediocre, right? And but there's something inside of you, your spirit, your soul, that's like more, 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 right? In not the last scene, but in that same last episode, when Issa's talking to Lawrence, she says something along the lines of, I had to believe it would work out for it to work out. It just shows, it really is like a demonstration of how self-trust is built as you move forward, step by step, choice by choice, right? Unfortunately, unfortunately, it doesn't happen just by declaring it, right? Like, I trust myself. You have to actually, take active steps towards what it is that you want, and it just does not get built if you're not actively taking steps. Insecure, that scene, the click, is kind of what sparked this new book, right? I'm calling this a book, not a chapter, because I have closed that other book that I was in. In this new book, I want to start it off with a new level of trust. So I just finished week 1 of Awakening Truth. And to be honest, it was a really good week. There was a lot of listening, there was a lot of noticing and observing, and a lot of feeling. I started marathon training this week, and so there's a lot of like listening to my body, listening to when I can go a little faster, listening to when my mind, when the inner critic or some self-doubt comes in and it's like, no, you can't go faster, or you can't do this, or something along these lines of can't. Notice that also there's like these words that have been just like kind of moving around in my head, which are I've never been here before. Like I've never been here before. I hear being in this space of just complete newness, right? Of complete change, of complete transition. Just, I'm different. My space is different. I'm not living in the way that that I've been used to living over the last, we could say, 3 years, right? And I'm not doing the same work. It just is all, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm physically going. I don't know where I'm going, just even within like the direction with my work and my creativity. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know anything. And that is scary AF. Even with Awakening Truth, this is something that I feel like is definitely me listening to my inner voice, because it really, I don't know. It's taken me a minute, and by a minute I mean months, to get to this place of gentle acceptance, right? Gentle acceptance that this is what my life is right now. There is no full-on acceptance over here. I'm not gonna lie to myself. I'm not gonna be trying to convince myself of feeling a certain way when I don't, or believing something that I don't actually believe, right? This is why we're here. This is why we're here, because I need to feel it, I need to sense it, and I need to know it, right? I'm not gonna try to convince myself of something that I don't feel. I feel like that gentle acceptance is inside of my heart, right? And I'm going to acknowledge it, because there's nothing that I can do about it except accept them. Accept, roll with it, right? Accept, surrender to it. And I think that, and that's where I'm, and why I'm able to, even follow this creative kind of impulse, urge to document this experience, to radical self-trust, right? Because I feel like there's nothing else that I can really do right now. It really is a lot of being. It feels like my life is a lot of just being. Who are you being? Who are you being? Who are you being? There are three areas that I'm going to be focusing on during this journey, and those are my spirituality, my creativity, and connection, community building. As far as like creativity, it's like just following the urges, right? Following the impulses, following if I get something, just going with it and see where it's gonna go. Trust it. My spirituality, deepening my connection with my ancestors and my spirit team, and with myself, right? Part of that is just deepening my relationship to all of me, right? And all of me is everyone who's come before me, as well as everybody who's going to come after me. And then community and connection, right? I think and then also, just to go back to the spirituality part of it, especially in this current like season and just book of my life, right? It feels like there's just, when it comes to willpower, like I have to save that willpower for the things that I can control, right? There are my ancestors and the universe and my spirit team, they are managing things in ways that I can't even fathom, right? And oftentimes I feel like I get in the way of it with my trying to manage and control and fear and worry and all of those things. And when it comes to community and connection, I want my people. I feel like at this current point in my life, it definitely is quality over quantity. And I think for me, because I know that I need my people, like I need people, and it's not just people, I need my people. And so yeah, this is the journey to that. This is the journey to me trusting myself, that I can use my discernment when connecting with people, and that I don't need to be so closed off, and I don't need to have my guard up, and that I can trust myself to put myself out there and to build community and to build meaningful connections with people. I'm excited. I want to see how my life will change over the next 5 months, right? I'm excited to witness it. I'm excited to experience it, to be in it, right? Every part of the journey, even the parts that are challenging. If you made it this far in this video, thank you so much for watching this and for being on this journey with me. I hope that you will, join in, or at the very least, subscribe and follow the journey, get some inspiration. And yeah, until next time, cheers to more trust and more love.